Hello, thank you for coming in today. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. My name is Terry.
Terry, nice to meet you again. So, can you tell me a little bit about what brought you in here today?
I can. It's going to be a bit of a backstory,
Okay.
and I don't know you, so if there's things that I withhold, it's just because it takes me a while to get used to somebody.
That's totally understandable.
Okay. I was recently told by my husband that I had to find somebody to talk to about a situation that happened. And if I don't find somebody to talk to, he said that he would tell my employer what happened. And what happened was he recently was cleaning out my car and found a bottle of vodka in my car. And so, for that to make sense, you need to know that I have a history of substance abuse. But I don't have a problem with it now.
Okay.
Okay? So
you feel like you've kind of been given an ultimatum or put in a position to do this?
yeah, a little bit. I wouldn't have done this on my own.
Well, I will tell you that before we even go forward, that it takes a lot of courage to do this. It takes an unimaginable amount of courage. This is not easy for anybody to do, I'm sure. So just by you coming to talk to me today has accomplished a lot.
Thank you for saying that. Normally, I would talk to my pastor about things like that at my church, but in this situation, my pastor is my employer.
Okay.
And I know that that makes things even more difficult because her and I have a good relationship, but she also doesn't need to find out about this because I don't want to lose my job. I can't afford to lose my job. I have a really good setup. I don't work many hours, which I can't because of my health, which is why I was drinking alcohol in the first place. So I need to keep my job.
And you don't want to put your job at risk in any way.
No, and if they find out about that, there's no way they're going to let me stay there. Because it was in my car because I drink before I go to work in the mornings.
Okay.
So I don't sleep either at night, and I don't want to take sleeping pills because that makes it to where I feel awful the next day. But if I can just drink a little bit in the mornings, I'm fine. It helps with the pain, and I don't feel as exhausted.
So you feel like if you drink just a little bit, you can sleep better at night, and you feel like you can accomplish your tasks a little bit better.
Yeah, so I see it benefits a lot. I get it. I shouldn't be drinking on the job. I know that. But I'm in an office by myself. There's nobody there. Sometimes the pastor, she was there on Wednesdays, and on those days, I try not to have anything to drink until I know she's going to be gone.
Yeah. So that must be a lot of weight on you to try to even keep that up and not, not expose yourself in any way to your boss or to anybody else.
Yeah, because if she knows, she'd tell the other people at the church, the deacons, because she would have to, because they're the ones that hired me. And then I would lose my job, and then what am I going to do?
It sounds like that you have juggled a lot of things. You've kept a lot of tasks going. You've maintained your job. You've got your home life you maintain.
Yeah, which sometimes is a mess. I didn't mean to cut you off, but sometimes it's a mess because my husband and I have been married for a long, long time, and we moved here from Dayton. That was my home. And we moved down here because my family has a farm, and we really were in a bad situation financially. We had bought a bunch of property in Tennessee. Well, then all those wildfires happened. Remember when that stuff caught on fire?
Yeah.
Well, that was close to our property. So, fortunately, we sold that and was able to get some of our money back because our house was getting foreclosed on. We needed that money back. It got us out of that mess, and we had nowhere else to go, so we came down to this farmhouse, and it needs so much work. It's embarrassing. I don't want anybody to see it. So what little friends I do have, I would never let them come to my house. But it's my only place I have for some reprieve. I go there, and I have my pets, and I love my pets. So when I get home from work, I want to just go upstairs and sit with my dogs and, have a couple drinks and just not do anything, not think about anything, about my situation, about what work needs to be done on the home. And it's just kind of, I just escape. If I can just get through that, I can go home and just hide in my hole.
So with all these things going on, you feel like you're overwhelmed a lot.
Absolutely.
Like you've got a lot of, as they say, irons in the fire. You've got a lot of things going on at one
Yeah,
time.
and if one thing falls, everything falls. I have to have a job because we have to have that money, obviously, to pay what little bit. I know the house was free, but there's property taxes. We have a lot of animals. We have not just little ones. We got horses. I have a pig. We have a lot of chickens. We just have a lot of stuff that doesn't seem like much, but all that costs money. And I don't make a whole lot, but it's enough to help pay some of my bills.
Yeah.
But he was upset because he didn't know that I had been drinking.
Yeah.
And I had been hiding that from him.
So it sounds like that your drinking has already, even if a little bit, it's already affected your home life just a little bit.
Yeah, he got angry with me, but it's in my mind it makes sense because I started drinking again, not just because I can't sleep, but because I had fallen at home. I tripped over some cords and fell, and I really hurt my foot. You remember that? Well, no, you don't. I said that earlier. I had hurt my foot, and they stopped giving me pain medication after so long. So I'm in pain all the time. And he knows that, but I guess he just thought I was managing it on my own.
And so I'll ask you, just out of curiosity, were there other ways that you had tried to manage the pain other than the pain medication or the alcohol?
No. Not really.
And I thought about it. We had acknowledged that it affected your home life a little bit.
Yeah.
The alcohol use had. Do you think there are ways that the alcohol use could affect your work life or affect your life out in public in any way? Are there ways?
Yeah,
that you
because
think that?
I'm sure if I were to get pulled over, which I don't drink enough to where I don't feel like I'm a danger to be, driving. I feel like I'm okay by the time I leave work, and between there and if I run errands between there and home, I don't think it's that much. But if my boss were to catch me, which I don't know how she could, other than if she might have smelled it on me or something, but I leave it in the car and I only go out to have a little bit in the car, and like I said, nobody's there when I'm doing it, but if they found out, I would lose my job, and then my husband is going to be really upset with me.
So it sounds like there are some risks involved. Of course, it could affect your home life. Your husband sounds like he's pretty stressed out about it too, and you see there could be risks with your work too. Like if your boss found out, you're afraid that you could lose your job, or like you were saying, and we both know about this. If people get pulled over, that can happen too. If there's, if you've had some to drink before you get behind the wheel.
Yeah, but I don't feel like it's that much. I mean, I try to really moderate what I'm doing because it is just for pain during the day. I'm just doing it to be pain free. And you asked if anything else helps, but not really. It's either if I don't have pain medication, I can't drink. I'm just in pain. And I'm old. I'm 55 years old. I don't have good insurance. I don't have great insurance, which is another reason I can't lose this job. And so I don't have a lot of options as far as pain management goes. If they don't want to give me anything, I don't know what else I can do. I just feel like I'm in a bad place all around. If he wants me to talk to somebody about it, but I don't know what's going to help the pain. And I feel like that's my biggest frustration. And if I hadn't messed up and been an addict and had all these issues to begin with, maybe he wouldn't have even cared. But like I said, that's part of my past. But I don't feel like this is part of my addiction. I feel like it's just because I'm in pain and I'm in a poor situation. And it's not my fault that, because of the people that abuse pain medication. Now I feel like I'm having to suffer for things that that's not my fault.
Well, I feel like if I may give you some information that I have.
Sure.
There are some resources that I can point you towards. There are a few things in the community, some options that we have, as far as even beyond this, beyond the counseling, as far as your pain management, there's a few groups that you can, if you wouldn't mind doing something like that, like, small, intimate, very private group sessions that go on that of other people in the community that deal with issues similar to this. That way, you know for sure that you're not alone in this.
And maybe I'll think about that because I do feel alone.
Mm-hmm.
I told you we moved here from Dayton, and I don't have a whole lot of friends. Yeah. The pastor, she's really one of my best friends, and so and I'm not talking to her about it. And my other friends I talk to are still in Dayton, and nobody really knows that I'm struggling with this. Because there's I don't feel like they can do anything to help, but. I get what you're saying, that maybe if I go to talk to other people, maybe they have ideas or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because it sounds like, even just in the way you talk, it sounds like that you're kind of at the end of your rope on this. Like, that you feel that you need the drinking to continue the pain management, because you're not getting the pain medication, but it's causing, admittedly, it's causing a lot of stressors in other areas of your life. So. Are there any other options, if any? And that's something we can definitely explore. Not just in this session, but in future sessions, we can explore that, look at other community resources, continue to talk about it. It sounds like you've got a pretty good boss. It sounds like she's pretty understanding.
She's very understanding. You're right. She is. Now, could I tell her this? I don't know, but. I've seen her help other people, so maybe I can think about things that she's been able to suggest to other people, and I hadn't thought about that. That's right. I've seen her work with people in the community.
People.
Yeah, she has, and I don't hear those, but I've heard her talk about the resources that are in the community, and I've never thought about needing them for myself because until I got caught, I wasn't really looking to address it, but
yeah.
Sometimes just saying it to somebody is helpful.
It does help because it kind of instead of just being trapped in your thoughts, it kind of gets it out there. Now that you've spoke it.
Yeah.
Now it makes it a little bit more tangible. I guess you can look at it, begin to work on it a little bit more, and if it's already, it's by no means too far gone, but you've noticed, like you said, your husband finding that bottle has already created one issue. That's one issue.
Right.
And you've, by talking to me about potentials at work, driving around, you see there's other issues that could happen related to the alcohol.
Yeah, and those aren't things I really think about during the day because I'm just trying to get through the day and not be miserable. I just want to do that and do my job, and I have a really easy job too, so I feel like I'm not, there's not a lot required of me there. I'm in the office by myself, so
that's good. That you don't have those pressures then that's mounting on.
Yeah, nobody's standing on top of me, and if so, I don't, I guess I just wouldn't be able to. Obviously, who can have a little bit to drink and work? Not a lot of people, but I don't want to mess up my job. I have a good setup, but.
Well, I'll tell you then, I'll go ahead and I'll get some of these resources together for you. And if you don't mind, I'll ask again if it's okay with you. I will give you a few names and phone numbers you can call of people I know in the community. And again, there's a group or two that I can point you towards. And of course, hopefully, we can schedule to meet again to talk about this and talk about some progress, or if any of those options have helped. And if none of those options have helped, then of course we can completely back up, look at it again, and see what else we can find that way.
Yeah, that makes me feel better because I really came in here feeling like I was just in between a rock and a hard spot. Like there was either I have to tell, but I was just doing it because he's going to ask me if I did, and I didn't want to do this today. It's my only day off, but it is going to help. I can see that, so I appreciate that, and I think it has helped me look at the other issues that I need to address, and so I think I'll just start with coming back to you, and we'll hold off on the other stuff for now.
We can absolutely do that. That's no problem at all. And I'll say again, it has taken a lot of courage to do this. just the first step in talking with someone or coming to do something like this that's not maybe not natural for us or not comfortable. It's very difficult.
Right.
But you've done it. I mean, you've done it, and it's over. So that's hopefully you can breathe a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I was nervous, so thank you for that.
Nothing to be nervous about. Just breathe and relax, and we'll face this. We'll get through it. Hopefully, this was helpful for you today to talk
it
about
was.
it, work through it a little bit.
It was.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, thank you very much again. So before we leave, we'll schedule the next time for you to see me. And then I'll go ahead and get those resources together, but I'll just put them on hold. I'll just have them ready. If you choose not to do them, that's fine. We'll look at other things, but I'll have them ready if that time comes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.